Where shall we go today? Where shall we go? Where do you want to go today? Let's explore Rochdale. Rochdale has a very impressive building here, which is the town hall, which was built at least 30 years ago, as you can tell by the aging on it. But it is a beautiful building, very Gothic and Edwardian, probably, I don't know. One thing that is quite new in Rochdale is this, which is a river, which was only installed about 3 months ago. There is a bustling outdoor market as well, which is unusual these days. If you like murals where you can do a lot worse than come to Rochdale, because look at this one, it's beautiful. It shows the history of the thing in the stage of a movie, which is ironic because it's on the side of a cinema, which ironically isn't a cinema anymore, it's a pub, which ironically is closed due to the restrictions at the moment. Behind me is the back of M&S, which is Marks and Spencer's, but there's another mural on there as well, which shows, I think, that they sell flowers and chickens in the shop. It's very pretty. There's a brand new shopping centre which is called the Rochfield Riverside, and you can tell it's absolutely rammed at the moment, although all the shops are shut. Yeah, I've been walking down here, everywhere's shut at the minute. Some people might think this is a waste of money and a load of balls, but I don't agree. This is the end of the line for the trams here in Rochdale, but not to worry, there's a bus station there, so you can carry on your journey out of here, because you might not want to stay for too long. Although it's very pretty, it's a lot better than I remember it. Rochdale was named after the famous actor from the TV show Emmerdale, who's been in it for like 90 years, playing the same character, and they thought that it'd be nice, because this is where he was brought up, to name the town after him. So that's why it's called Rochdale. It used to just be called Dale, but now they call it Rochdale. True respect. If you have a car, there's plenty of room to park here in Rochdale. As you can see, the car park behind me is pretty empty, and it is down underneath as well, so it's quite good. And I've also found out this is where they discovered monkeys as well. So monkeys were discovered here, this is where they were invented. Some people think work is boring, but it's not, because sometimes you can work somewhere where they've got something exciting that you can do. For example, here there's a walkway, but if you get bored of it, you can use the slide into the walkway. That's fun, isn't it? Fun at work in Rochdale. Behind me is the Top Gear Tyre Services place next to the Arian Perfect Utilities, but the Top Gear place has got nothing to do with the Top Gear TV programme, nor has the Top Gear programme got anything to do with being Arian. Now, I like a church tower as much as the next man, and as you can tell on this one, it's got clocks on it, but they're different times, and it's incredibly small as well. For the tower, it's a tiny church. Still pretty, but you know, tiny. This behind me is more of a traditional street that was built 25 years ago, and has like cash converters and places like that on it. And a post box as well, if you look in the distance. It does have some really old architecture here as well, including this building here, which is part brick, part stone, part wood and part plaster. But it does look partly renovated as well, so hopefully it'll be very nice when it's done. This part of the town centre is a bit that I kind of recognised when I was younger, although it's not looking great, but it's busy, really busy for what's going on. Here we've got a relocated M&S, which is no longer here, but it doesn't matter because we've got a sex shop. The building behind me, although big, used to be really ugly. It looks like it's had a bit of a facelift recently. It's still ugly, but it's less ugly than it was. Since falling on hard times, 5 pop band have opened up a shoe shop, named after another pop band. Naughty. This is a very old and very pretty part called The Walk, and it was that great that it inspired a song by The Cure called The Walk. That's not even a joke. Is that it? Don't we get a dong? No dong. Oh, very delayed dong. Oh yeah, there's only 3 because it's 3 o'clock. I was waiting for another one. Anyway, almost as famous as Mr. Roach, there's this lady here who's called Grass Fields, and she's famous for being a songer, and she used to sing songs in the oldie days, such as ABC 123, and of course Diller, which was a big hit in the 19-somethings. Different view from the clock tower to prove that it has got 4 clocks on it, and they all tell the same time. Yeah, they do. Is this fact that behind here we've got this spiral staircase in a little tower, which is beautiful. And there's also a red bit there. It's the only bit that's painted red on the whole building that I've seen so far. Obviously, the designer of the building decided that he liked Manchester City that much that he was going to paint a bit of it red. From this angle, you can see how hilly, but you think there, oh, it doesn't look that hilly. But then you turn around and you look up there and you're like, oh my God. And I'm going to go up there and see what's at the top. I bet it's a church. Well, I know it is, I've seen it already, but you know what I mean. Here I am halfway up. And I've just seen a blue plaque that says that these steps were built at 1600, which, considering it's only 1500 now, they're not 24 hours old, they're not in very good repair, are they? I'm a little bit further up and there's a plaque on the wall there that says 1802, Chris Hopkins, hey, Howson, John somewhere or other, and John somewhere else. And they were the church warders. So if they were here at 1 minute past, or 2 minutes past it being built, I'm knackered, then they're responsible for the fact it's kind of falling apart. Where are they? So here I am at the top of the stairs. It was worth it. It's quite an impressive church, which is very old, obviously. See if it's got a sundial on it. I'll go and have a look in a minute. But what it has got is beautiful lawns. Look at them, nice. And on this side as well, beautiful lawns. It's like they've not buried anyone here, but they have. They have buried loads of people here. They've just buried them under the footpath, which is a bit strange. Why would you bury people under a footpath? I don't know. Maybe it's just easier to get to them so you don't get your feet muddy, I suppose. But if you're naughty and you walk on the grass, they've got the stokes there where they'll throw roaches at you, which is some kind of cigarette apparently, I don't know. The church doesn't have a clock on it, so you wouldn't know what time it was. But they have built this rather handy sundial, but someone's nicked the dial bit off it. And to be fair, the sun as well. So it's not working at the moment. This is a bit of an antiquated thing. You've got yellow roses there. And you've got red roses there. It's like they're segregated. Surely we've moved on from those times. This is the rudest tree in the world. Footpath tree. How am I supposed to get past? Oh yeah, wasn't that bad actually. One thing that's really cool about this is the gargoyles, which basically are water spouts to spurt the water down, so if people are walking past or trying to break in when it's raining, they get wet, so they go home and don't bother. It's a brilliant idea. It also saves the walls from rotting from water as well, but that one's a human and that one's not. That's about as much as I know. Sorry. If you want to come somewhere that's named after a famous character off of a TV show and has not one, not two, not three, but 4 banks all together and a river with 2 banks on it, you can do a lot worse than come to Rochdale. Till next time. Goodbye! Where shall we go today? Where shall we go? Where do you want to go today? Let's explore. Part of Rochdale. Rochdale is, I say again, I've not mentioned the fact it's hilly.